So hi everyone, and thank you for joining us on this short video. My name is Chris Ford, Vendor Business Manager here at Inti, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by Veronica over at Exclaimer. Veronica is our Partner Account Manager. Veronica today is going to talk to you about Exclaimer, give you a brief company overview, some common IT challenges for managing signatures manually versus using Exclaimer, a quick solution overview, some benefits of using Exclaimer, examples of how Exclaimer is relevant in a various verticals, compliance and security of the solution, and then how to create a signature on the Exclaimer Cloud portal itself. So without further ado, I'll pass you over to Veronica.
Thank you, Chris. Hello, everyone. So like Chris mentioned, my name is Veronica Martinez. I'm the Partner Account Manager at Exclaimer, and I'll be we're co-hosting this session. Um, just quick information about Exclaimer. We're a global category leader. We have 96% customer satisfaction. Company was founded in 2000, and we're currently in 160 countries, so we are a global entity. And going into our solution, Exclaimer, it's an email signature solution. So some of the challenges that a lot of IT teams tend to experience is, even though you're able to enforce policy using script or HTML, there's still other limitations and challenges that you can experience. So for example, like there's the HTML design limitations. A lot of times the marketing teams, they create this beautiful, compelling signatures, but not necessarily they can be easily replicated. That could be time consuming. Another thing is like organizations, using Microsoft 365, the disclaimer function isn't designed with a high quality HTML in mind. These signatures also usually have to be tested outside business hours, so it definitely puts another load on the IT teams. There's also some issues with client-side scripts. They're typically not supported on mobile devices or non-standard devices, so you cannot really get that 100% conformity across the border. Um, Other things, signature obviously will render different and in various devices. So a signature is not going to show the same way when you're looking at it on the desktop compared to what it's going to look, on a mobile device. Sometimes, if you're looking at in an iPhone or an iPad, it might look completely different. Signature stacking, which it's a lot of the pain points that sometimes we hear some of our partners and customers mention. Whenever the signature, it's always added to the bottom of the email. So if you have a couple back and forwards on a specific email, all that signature with all that precious information of your contact, maybe something about the company's trying to promote something on a banner, it's all gonna get buried at the bottom of the email. Another thing too is, constant requests from non-IT teams for email signature updates. There's going to be, marketing, HR, legal, sales team constantly asking IT to update signatures, to update a logo, to update a banner, to try to bring some attention to anything that's happening in the company right now. And this is again another load and burden added to the IT team. That could definitely be avoided. So here I have a brief chart that shows, benefits of using Exclaimer over just doing it natively on Office 365, where you just have, either IT or users manually set up their signatures on Outlook. Um, it could be a little complex. It could be a little time consuming. There's definitely room for error because you're having somebody manually setting this up. Um, and what you could see here, it's like on the right side, I have, doing it with the Outlook settings. Sometimes you might not have accurate details because people are entering that information manually. It could be time consuming, definitely hard to deploy. Updates for the whole organization. Signatures are not going to be consistent across all devices. IT expertise is needed to manage signatures, very limited engagement potential, versus on the left, using Exclaimer, you're guaranteed accurate contact details. We pull all that information of the contact, such as the employee's name, phone number, email address, extensions directly from Active Directory. Um, email signatures can be deployed in minutes. You can push a signature to a whole organization right away without having to be asking every person individually to make changes. Consistent email signatures apply all devices. Anyone with permissions to manage the signatures within the cloud portal will be able to make changes. Turn every signature basically into an engagement opportunity to be able to, showcase your brand, and your customers can, showcase awards and things that it's definitely anything relevant for their company. So this is basically with Exclaimer, you get complete control of how to manage the signatures. You get that centralized management of the signatures too, which is what a lot of the IT teams, a lot of our MSP partners are looking for to alleviate that load. And then here, just showing you some of the elements of a signature. Obviously we have, the contact information, phone number, email address, the employee's name, their job title, the website of the company, the logo, which is definitely very relevant for branding. There's a way to add, your Microsoft Bookings meeting link in there if you want to as well. Obviously, be able to communicate information regarding the company with those banners, the compliance, which is, a lot of verticals need an email signature solution because it's a must-have for them, that a disclaimer is on any emails that are going out, whether their users are sending them from a mobile device or from their laptop or desktop at the office. We also have, the ability to connect. We can put your social media icons so people know what are the pages for the company's LinkedIn, other social medias that they're using. Even we have a CSAT solution too to be able to collect informations from those surveys. So, definitely various elements of the signature that are very relevant. And here, I'm not going to go too much into this. It's based on all those elements that I mentioned. These are some of the persona interests, for some of these elements, there will be somebody within your customers company that this will be more relevant than for others. So this is something in here that you have available. Now going into selling Exclaimer, just to give you some qualifying questions to kind of get that conversation starting with your customers. You can ask them, how do your customer manage their email signatures today? Who manages your customers' email signatures? Is it IT? Is it marketing? Is it each user within the company? What content do they include on their email signatures? When was the last time your customers updated their email signatures? How often do they onboard new staff? How often do they change the signatures? Is it weekly? Is it monthly, quarterly? What do your customers want their signatures to achieve? What do they want to get out of it? How much time do they spend on digital marketing? And then if the people managing your customer signature right now are actually the best suited to managing that. That's also a good question to ask them. If they understand the potential and the performance of their email signatures have, and how engaged with their brand, customers are. Just going over some benefits of using Exclaimer. You can create email signatures in minutes or drag and drop editors super quickly. You don't have to worry about HTML coding getting too complicated. You don't have to get a graphic designer to create a signature. You can apply banners for campaigns. You can set up signatures by departments, by recipients, internal, external. um, you can have a signature ready with templates, with icons, social media banners, anything that your customer think is going to be relevant information for them. We have some templates in there that I'll show you very quickly, that will save you even some time on not having to create a signature from scratch. You can get automatic updates because if there's changes within the Active Directory, somebody's phone extension change, or job title on their signatures. You're able to control the signatures from one centralized location, which is just Exclaimer Cloud Portal. There's an option in there to add multiple users if there's additional people that should be accessing the subscription to manage those signatures. You can enable new marketing, from there, again, using those banners and being able to put information in there, and even like using that customer service as part of the signature elements. One thing I wanted to mention, so we do have two deployments. I'm not going to get too much into that. One of them allows you to be able to get the signatures that you created on Exclaimer, so they show on Outlook for the users. So in that point, they're going to be able to go into that drop-down menu and pick those signatures that were created on the Exclaimer Cloud portal, so they can pick which one they want to use for those emails. They obviously are getting signatures on all devices. If they're sending emails via OWA, tablet, laptop, the signature's going to be there. And then just, Exclaimer, we have customers in all different verticals. There are a couple of them to mention. So financial services, obviously having a disclaimer, it's a must for this type of entity. They can easily make sure that their legal disclaimers are there without too much manual work. Another thing too is that with an email signature solution, firms can automatically create email signatures with up-to-date branding, include those disclaimers, so that way they're in compliance, because there's the Gramm-Leach Act in the U.S. that's specific to marketing banners for customers and prospects. So it's something that definitely you can mention if you do have some customers within that specific vertical. Nonprofits, we do have a lot of nonprofits customers. They really see a lot of benefit in the solution. It's good for them, for reputation. A lot of them, a lot of both. So, having to have a person, a resource, having to be updating the signatures, and this type of entities, they're constantly have activities that they want to promote on their banners. They want to have that link for that donation page. So a lot of these things is definitely going to be a value for them to use Exclaimer, to be able to even have banners depending on and other information depending of location that maybe that office or those employees are on, and so on. It's going to be great for them. Obviously, consumer brands, it's a big one. They're always, those kind of entities, they always have product launches, promotions, whether it's linked to holidays or other things. So with Exclaimer, you have one of our features is that you're able to schedule a signature to run for a specific time frame. So you can have a promotion running for the month of July if they're trying to push something for sales for a July holiday, or Christmas, New Year's, anything like that, Thanksgiving. There's that feature in there that they'll see very valuable. Same thing with those service, so they can see customer engagement. They can see some information about that. It's definitely going to be something that's relevant for those kind of companies. And then going just into something that is very, very important for us is our compliance, certification standards, and regulations. Exclaimer, we have millions of users worldwide using it. We're using our solution. And some of the things is on security, we protect your data. There's encryption, transit at rest. We use single sign-on options on the portal. We enforce multi-factor authentication as well. On reliability, we're the sign, from the ground up on the cloud, making sure it's cutting edge technology, high performance. Our data centers are basically hosted within Microsoft Azure, so it's something also that gives a peace of mind to a lot of our customers and partners. Right now, we're the only SOC 2 compliant signature solution available that has that certification. We are GDPR, we are HIPAA, we are PCI compliant, we have Cyber Essentials certified, we have our ISO certifications. So all of this is definitely going to be a big peace of mind for you as a partner offering our solutions, and for your customers as well. And then lastly, I'm going to quickly go into the cloud portal, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to create a signature using one of our templates. So I'm just going to go ahead and click launch in here. And we have a lot of preset templates. You can feel free to use one of those when you're creating a new signature, or there's an option also to create one from scratch. portal. It's very easy to use. So I'm just going to go ahead and click in here. As you can see, I have some signatures, but I'll go ahead and click create new one. And right away, it's going to give you the options of, some of the templates that we do have available in there. It depends on what your customer's looking for. Some of them have a lot of graphics, have certain information, different layouts. If you want something more conservative, we do have something that's a little bit more simple. It definitely will vary off what your customer is looking for. So we have a lot of different ones in here, as you can see. So I'll just go ahead and for the sake of this exercise, I'll just pick the first one in here. And as you can see in here, those are all the elements that signature already has. So it's going to have the display name of the employee, the phone number, the email, the website of the company, the logo. We have social media icons. You can individually later on put a hyperlink in here of what's the web page for each social media page. That banner, you can replace it with another one. We use link or embedded images. That will be up to you and your customer what you prefer, and you can put a hyperlink so that banner goes to a specific landing page if they're featuring, an event, product launch, etc. And here's a preview at the bottom. You'll be able to see in here how that signature will look like with that information. So as you can see, pretty easy, pretty straightforward. It's a drag and drop editor. So let's say, okay, well, you don't want the company's website in there, just go ahead, grab it, drag it out. It's pretty straightforward. Take it out, and any elements that you don't want, you can take them out. You can relocate them too. So if you want to put this icon instead here, you can definitely do that. That pretty much was it on my end. We do have our slogan. We always say, turn the end of every email into a valuable new beginning. And I hope the information was useful. And thank you very much for listening to this session.
Thanks, Veronica. Really appreciate that. I think I just want to emphasize off of what we've spoken about. So this session is around 15 to 20 minutes. And in that time, Veronica has been able to tell you about Exclaimer, cover the topics we mentioned at the start, and show you how to quickly create your first template. That just emphasizes how easy the solution is to use. Now you can make those templates as simple or as complicated as you like. And the guys, the team, so Veronica and her team, as well as our account managers based in the US, are here to help you get the most out of the solution. So if you want to learn more, you want to speak to someone about the solution, how you can implement it for your customers, please do make sure that you reach out to your Inti ScanSource account manager. So without further ado, with that, I would like to say thank you for joining and enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you.